The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Monday, you are looking live at a very gloomy, kind of fits the mood today, doesn't it?
Oh. Sure enough.
Gloomy.
I'm sorry.
Playing soccer out
humid. We have given up on fall here in Texas.
Giving up on football out there. Playing soccer.
You're looking live at toasty, a wet, damp, muggy, kind of like the season.
Yeah.
Outside Tostitos Championship Plaza at the Ford Center, where it is 78 degrees. The high is 80. It's rainy. It's windy. There's tornado warnings. Disaster is looming on more than one front. The low is 66.
That's doom and gloom, Shannon. That's ready to go, Nate. It's my boy Three Pumps, Kurt Daniels. In the back, keeping this live and local. Chris Beam, I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us.
Feel us. Feel us.
When we speak.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
He had a cryptid tweet this morning. You know, I think he's about ready to go now.
Who?
Brandon Cooks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he said like go mode and had the archer, like the bow and arrow. So
normally you'd be excited for that, but there's just so many things. Here we are, fellas. Here we are. It's about all I can say.
Breaking news.
Go ahead, break it, Jesse.
Break it, Jesse.
Don't
break
have
it.
the lead.
Don't bury the lead.
lead.
You have it up, so you break it.
Break it.
Kurt.
Break it off like you have with the five kids.
Ian Rappaport reported quarterback Dak Prescott's hamstring injury is worse than initially feared. He's expected to miss multiple weeks. This is not looking like a short-term injury.
There it is on NFL Network. Big breaking news.
Breaking news, man.
Well, here we are. That's not good, and we can talk about like, hey, is it time to think long term and next season and get picks, and because with Dak out, the next 3 weeks are not looking good, and if you lose 2 of the 3 games, you're basically out of it with the way this team is. We'll get into all that stuff, but if you looked at the stat sheet, and I told you, Jesse, on Friday, B. John Robinson would have under 100 yards rushing. Kyle Pitts would have 1 catch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Kirk Cousins would only throw for 222 yards. You would be like, Cowboy W.
Yep.
Didn't happen. Did not happen. So before we get into it, overall thoughts on the game, Nate.
We're not good enough.
All right, Kurt, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, and just error, mistake, same old thing over and over again. This season is done.
Putting a fork in it? Mm-hmm. Is the match, you throwing the match on it, Kurt? Setting it on fire? Okay. Jesse?
My quote for this is built bad, coach bad, plays bad. This is bad from top to bottom.
There you go.
It is. This is bad from top to bottom. And what you see on Sunday, or what you saw on Sunday, or what you have seen on Sunday, especially in these last 3 losses, happened Monday through Saturday. Like, they just revealed it to us on Sunday. They lost these games throughout the week. Because we keep talking about the same things over and over and over. Penalties, not lining up right, 12 men in the huddle, 10 men on the field. I mean, just the consistent circus of mistakes. Mm-hmm. The lack of attention to detail.
7 pre-snap penalties.
7 pre-snap penalties.
7.
Not blocking the right people. Not running in the right holes. Just the the fake pass punt, the fake punt pass. I mean, just a comedy of errors that we've talked about, that they've got on the podium every single week and said, we need to correct, we need to correct, we need to correct. There is no more I don't know. There's no more basics. There's no more getting back to the basics. There's no more fundamentals. There's no more any of that. Built bad, coach bad, plays bad from top to bottom. And everybody gets blamed for that. They caught Dak on the sideline. Excuse me. They caught Dak on the sideline mouthing the words, "We effing
say it
sucks." Suck. He's right. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. As a whole, everybody. This thing is a complete dumpster fire. You can go from the thing that came out about Zeke, him not, while he wasn't playing, ultimately kind of basically a quote unquote 1 game type of suspension. You can go, and the one thing that you never want as a head coach, I never want the owner overly endorsing me. I just don't. I never want the owner overly endorsing me in tough times. That is
why?
The kiss of death.
That's the kiss of death.
That's the kiss of death, bro.
When the things get bad and the owner is overly praising you and telling everybody that'll listen that you good, you all right, brother, call your real estate agent. Start telling, baby, while I'm at work, get
the barn warmed up.
Just start packing up these dishes.
Seeing McCarthy's look on his face, throwing the thing down, all that. I mean, it looked to me like, I
haven't
done.
seen maybe ever the frustration starting about 3 weeks ago from the top all the way to the bottom. Like, players are frustrated, coaches are frustrated, ownership's frustrated, fans have been frustrated. I mean, I've never seen the level of frustration and just dysfunction. You know, usually there's things here and there. It's every week it's 3 or 4 things throughout the week, and then multiple things on game day, and then stuff during the game, stuff after the game, and it just keeps going. And I don't see. There's no break. There's no break to tap. Like the brakes are beat off this thing.
It's
like,
off.
You're Brandon, like you said, Brandon Cook's coming back any other week. You'd be like, great. It's kind of like, so what? Cooper, who's going to throw to him? Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, put him in there. I mean, you can't trade him now, right? So even if you put him in there to try to raise his value, what's the point? That experiment's over. So it's like, what? I mean, just feels like I should go to Mexico next week. I don't want to wait till January. I want to go now. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I mean, and it hasn't been bad here in a long time. Like we bitch and moan and complain, and there's always something wrong, and it's just the way of the cow. It hasn't been bad.
I wish I could remember more, because in 2020 they were 6-10, but I don't remember it being.
It didn't feel like
we were in COVID. We were dealing with some stuff. We was life.
New coach.
New coach.
Ball wasn't life in 2020.
Yeah, no. We were dealing with life. Like life was life in 2020. You know what I mean?
2015 they were 4-12, but Roma was hurt about. I mean, I remember, but none of it seemed nothing like this.
Yeah.
This is just a every week. Every week is something different. And now with your starting quarterback, and they're still waiting on the MRI to come back from CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
That's also another thing that's coming down the pike.
Was that smart of him to stay in the game?
Yes.
Contract year?
CeeDee already got his money.
Sorry, got his money.
No, but it's something to show the other guys that I am your best player. And even in a losing situation, in a losing season, when it's all going bad, and to show us as media, y'all talk about me and how I throw these hissy fits and I'm a diva and stuff like that, but I'm out here. I'm out here trying to help. I haven't quietly quit. I haven't openly quit. I'm out here trying my very best, giving you all I got, blood, sweat, and tears, to try to get a victory. So I think that goes a long way in CeeDee's approach or the way that he looks towards his teammates. So now when I look across the room, or you look across the room, and you got a little, I'm not saying this because of Dak, but you got a little hammy, or you got your little wrist, or your little back, or whatever. We gotta go. We gotta go if we can try to go. So I thought it was admirable and honorable for him to go out there and do that. Whatever it was, I don't think he could damage it. If it was AC, it was AC. If it was labrum, it was labrum. Whatever it is, he couldn't have damaged it more than what it was already damaged. So I thought it was an honorable thing to do.
And the thing that he told us, about 4 weeks ago, I apologize, and you'll see a new CD. If he just keep it up now, just you've set the bar, just stay at that bar higher. Yeah, so I like that he continued on. I was a little worried about it, because right now he is the offense.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was.
In with my boy Fergie. He is the offense.
I mean, you were still in the game, right? Theoretically, you were in the game.
What? Hold on, man.
What?
Theoretically.
Theoretically, you were.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
You were in the game, but I mean, just watching the game, you were out. You had been out of the game. So to me, it was kind of like I admired that. I was like, get out there and fight. But where you're at in the season, your starting quarterback just went out of the game. I was kind of like, you know what? When I said contract, I mean you just got paid as your highest paid player. I didn't mean like he's up for a contract year. Maybe you are the offense now, especially with Dak out. I mean, we saw that. I mean, you've got a 4th and 1, and you give it to the only playmaker on the field. Even though I want to know if that was the right call, by the way, because it was not the right call.
No.
Sure wasn't blocked right.
It's like get up under the center
and just run it.
Your
guy's getting 6.7 yards on all 12 of his carries that you gave him, which we'll get back into that too. What in the hell are they doing? Like, you finally found a guy that it looked like you got a rhythm. You finally have a pecking order where it's like, this is our running back. He is going to run the ball today. He gets 6.7 a carry. He looks like he's doing pretty good. They don't give him the damn ball. Like, what is going on?
Carries.
Mike is sabotaging himself. Like, he's literally like, this thing is spiraled so far out of control. I don't think anybody really knows what they're doing. Like, not since they don't know, they don't know what to do at this point in time.
You think they're just so desperate? They're just trying everything, and it's just magnified because you are so bad.
Well, desperation has set in.
Yeah,
desperation has for sure set in. But even on the fake punt, right? There's supposed to be cues and things that you look at. Like that particular play, if
you get a certain look, you take that chance, right?
Yeah, and most likely it's if he's off coverage.
Mm-hmm.
He was press man, and I want people to understand the rules of this thing. When you're in punt coverage or punt return coverage,
no pass interference.
There is no pass interference. Mm-hmm. Because my rule is I can block this guy all the way down the field. So I don't know when you're throwing a pass or not. So you don't get the luxury of pass interference.
So you can just grab him right at the beginning.
Because I don't know what he's doing.
Right.
Technically, he's running down and I have to block him. So you don't get the covering of pass interference in that situation. That's why in that play, if he's playing off coverage, is you can start to run because he'll start backpedaling out of there, and then you stop at the 5-yard mark, and then you catch the pass right there. But if he's in press coverage, you kill it, and you punt the ball. So, like, even that wasn't even translated right from practice to the game. Because I remember the call of, hey, we're gonna go for a fake punt here. If you know a team is playing off and at the snap they're gonna just run out and then set up down the field, you hit them. But if he's in press coverage or within that 3-yard radius where he's gonna catch you early, kill it, and you punt the thing off.
Goodwin said it was like he knew it was coming.
The dude told him after the game, he said, man, we felt something wasn't right. So I walked up on him. And Goodwin should have walked on and said, look at him, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, he should have been like,
hey. You know.
They should have snapped the ball. You just should have run the other direction.
Jesse, I've been on two or three teams where nothing worked. And we would be in practice. And coaches would be all over us. We're going to do this, we're going to do this. And they would go over it. And back then we didn't have a time limit on practice. So they would go over it. We would have walkthroughs and we would go over it. And we would get in the game and it just didn't work. It just, when things go haywire, it can touch even the greatest of players, and it's like, wow, what's going on here? You know, and you practice it, and I promise you, we know Bones Fossil, man, we know it. He punter. If this guy's up close, don't do that. CJ, you know, come on now, you are a guru.
Yeah.
You know. But I'm telling you, when you start losing and you get in high pressure games and the pressure, and you let that pressure overwhelm you, it just seems like ugly things happen. We have seen better from all of these guys. Not the rookies, not the first year guys, but we've seen better from all of these guys, and it's just deteriorating. Somehow, we have not seen Mike call smarter plays than this. We have. Yeah. And when we needed 1 yard, and there's nowhere in the world that I thought that we would be running sideways to the sideline on a 1 yard.
It worked later. It worked later.
And they had called a timeout before that. So you had time to go to the sideline and rethink the situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like, you had time to go to your lineman and say, listen, guys, we were going to run a jet sweep, but, hey, big boys, can you give me 1 yard?
Thank you.
Can you give me 1 yard? They ain't blitzing it. Can you give me 1 yard? Can you hunker down right here,
sir?
Give me 1 yard?
Can you not hold, sir? Can you just push forward from it?
And then later in the game, you run a quarterback sneak. Then later in the game, you run. I almost got up and walked out of the studio. What was the difference between earlier and later? I was like, you know what? This thing is falling apart, man.
Let's talk about that. Let's look at the next few weeks. Let's look at the rest of the season with the new news of Dak. One, I want to know how much worse can this get? And two, looking at the schedule and knowing what the situation with the quarterback and how beat up you are, do you start thinking about next year before the trade deadline?
Just tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow. So do you start thinking about next year today or last night? And then what would you guys do when we come back on Hangin with the Boys?
What would Jesse do?
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Kurt,
Yay!
get ready for the ultimate game day experience. Thanks to 7-Eleven, you could win a VIP experience to the Cowboys versus Bengals showdown on December the 9th. Just text Cowboys VIP to 711-711 for your chance to win premium club tickets, sideline passes, travel, and more. Don't miss out. Enter now. No purchase necessary. Ends on 11/20. Must be 18 or older. In the US-DC area. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply. Visit bit.ly/go711-711 for full details and non-text entry.
How low can you go, man?
Wow. look at the screen.
Yo.
How low can you go?
Look like me over
This
there.
ain't getting bad, y'all.
Just a head sticking up by the microphone. First, he wanted to stand up on the show. Chris made him sit down. Now he's sitting on the ground.
I'm just trying to have some fun, bro. I'm just trying to have some fun.
By the way,
I'm not going to let our show get bored.
I was going to say, the good news is we can actually do whatever we want in a couple of weeks. Just keeps going.
Some more news.
Oh, no.
CeeDee Lamb is considered better than expected. He's week to week, so
Okay.
All right, so he won't play this week.
probably not
Play
this
this
week, but who knows? Depends on how the treatment goes.
So we're going to get to see Torbert in full force, Cook in full force. We're going to force feed Ferguson, Rico Dottle. Yeah, we're going to get to see this thing work now.
Turpin.
Yeah.
More turpentine.
Wild situation. What if Cooper Rush runs all 4 straight?
You know, he had some pretty nice passes there.
Bring
What if
on the quarterback controversy.
What if he runs all 4 straight?
Is it just me, or does his deep ball look like it's in slow motion,
That's a pretty deep ball.
but it just drops
That's
right
a pretty
on?
deep ball.
It's like it just floats.
Yeah,
And then you're
he-
like,
he has- he has
that's not going to get there. Holy cow.
Nah, he has
right on the
he has a
money.
good what do you call it? It just the arc on it.
Good
is-
arc, yeah.
The arc on it is just he has one of those. He drop it right in the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy if
That-
he ran off.
What if he run off 4? What if he goes and beats Philly, beats Houston, beats Washington, and beats the Giants?
All right, let's talk about that. Here's your next games, right? Philly at home, Houston at home, at Washington. All 3 very, very losable games. Versus the Giants at home, which who knows right now? They're not playing.
So you got home, away, home.
Yep.
Yes.
And then home again against Cincinnati, December the 9th. You could win thanks to 7-Eleven, the ultimate game day experience for that game.
Nice.
So you got Cincy at home. Then you're at Carolina, Tampa at home, at Philly, and then home against Washington. So let's just say right now, the way they're playing, probably losing against Philly. And your quarterback's out. CD's probably out. Philly, Houston, Washington, all probably losses, right?
Yeah.
Giants is probably a toss-up at home. Cincy, you're probably losing that. Carolina, you should win that. You should win that. So let's just say best case scenario, you win 2 games. 2 out of your next, what's that, 1, 2, 3,
9.
4, 5, 6. 2 out of your next 6.
Don't do that to yourself.
Hang on, Tampa. Tampa, you're probably losing that. At Philly, you're probably losing that. And Washington at home, they may have it locked up by then, so you could win that one.
Don't live life like that.
You could win 3 more games. Realistically, that's what you're looking at.
6-11.
6-11. Your quarterback's out for a while. Your receiver sounds like he made week to week, right?
Don't live like that.
Do you start thinking at this point, look, here's some guys that aren't really working out. Like, let's just, you know what? Let's just pull the cord right now. Let's see what's out there. Let's see who's willing to deal. Nobody's off our won't let you go list. Let's just see what's out there. Do you as a GM start doing that now?
No.
Well, you only got 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Trade deadline ends on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I would have Kurt
At 3 o'clock
I would
Eastern
have
time.
everybody on your floor, Kurt. The social team, the digital team, the writers picking the phone up, calling the other teams. Just get them all on the phone. Start calling. Hey, what you got? Let's work the phones.
They should not make any moves that don't have 2025 in mind. If they're not building towards 2025, then they don't.
So are you listening? Is there anybody that's on your do not touch list?
Maybe CeeDee. But outside of that, if they want to, but anything else, whether it's a young player who could be a stud for you down the road or draft picks, I wouldn't make any move unless it's for the future.
Kind of that baseball mentality, like I really like this young guy, but I'm listening to what you got out there.
Yeah. But everybody. We got a lot of guys on 1-year contracts. They might be pretty inviting to other teams.
Somebody that's on the bubble right now.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna throw some draft picks our way, I'm listening.
What are you doing, Nate? Are you listening to all offers?
Just play this out. Let this pass. Let the trade deadline pass. You wasn't planning on doing anything anyway. Just let it pass. Let this year play out.
Are you playing young guys?
After this second game, I'll start playing the young guys.
So 2 more games?
Yeah, 2 more games. I'll start playing the young guys.
Just to make sure that mathematically there's not a chance?
And so
why
that's what I would do.
Why shouldn't they do anything on the trade deadline? Like, why shouldn't they be sellers?
Sellers of what? What?
And that's the thing.
You can't. Sellers of what?
Who brings value? Like you only have 3 players, in my opinion, that actually bring, maybe 4, that may actually bring worthy value.
Dak, CeeDee.
You're not trading because of the contracts. One, Dak, you can't trade Dak. Right.
No.
He's no. Right. CeeDee just got a new deal, so you're not trading him. The only other 2 guys is Micah and, to me, Ferg and maybe Diggs.
What about Zach Martin? It's a 1-year deal. Somebody needs a veteran.
It would have to be a contending team who is terrible at guard.
Yeah, or Eric Kendricks.
But even at that,
guys,
what am I
1-year deals?
What are you getting for a guy who around the league we kind of already know is looking to retire?
Yeah, that's somebody, like you said, somebody who, I don't want to see Zach leave. He's a great player, but somebody needs that guy, that depth, that veteran to help him.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you a 3rd or 4th or 5th. I might throw you a 6th or a 7th for him.
I almost can't look at you sitting down in that chair like that.
But if you're building for next year, is that better?
Building what?
No, for Zach?
For the future. Is Zach going to be here next year?
No, he's going home. He's going home.
Why? That's right. If your season is done now, why aren't you building for next year?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
they are.
I agree with you, but I'm saying you're saying sell, and I'm saying what pieces are they selling?
Yes.
All these guys on 1-year contracts. Any of these teams could give you some picks to help them out. They might need depth. They might need a veteran guy.
Who's getting depth?
Depth, veteran leadership, something like that. I'm just saying, don't rule it out.
No, I see what you're saying.
I'm with you.
Listen to everything.
These guys aren't helping you next year. You're now building for next year.
Right. No, listen to everything.
We are agreeing to everything you're saying, and to the point. Okay,
what can you get?
Name me 3 players that we can possibly get rid of for better than a 4th or better. We don't. We got a team full of 5th, 6th. They're out there on the field.
Yeah.
They're out there on the field.
What if you
5th,
can
6th, and
get
7th rounders?
Malik Hooker for a 5th or 6th, even a 7th.
Nobody's giving up nothing for him.
Donovan Wilson, Zach Martin.
Donovan Wilson.
I'm just saying.
Zach Martin might be but again, that's almost it's a very unique situation. He would have to go to one of the top 4 or 5 contending teams that's saying, you know what, we really need to show up this side of the line, and hopefully he can do it, right? Yeah. But even in that, they're saying, this guy's already old. He's not the old Zach Martin that he used to be, and word is that he's probably going to retire at the end of the season. So I'm not going to give you too much. I'm going to give you just enough that's worth the rental for the rest of the year.
But you're going to tell him no?
If it's a 7, I'm going to say no.
I keep him around for a 7.
Now, if you say 5, you say 5th.
What if somebody wants Kendricks for a 7th?
See ya.
And now your defense can't line up.
They can't line up. They can't line up now.
They line up with it.
Maris Lewis foul.
They
go get the reps.
They at least line up at the beginning of the play. Oh Jesus. I can't go.
You're not
That's
selling
your
anything.
boy, and I love him. But
you're not selling anything.
It ain't nothing. I hate to tell you this. It's nothing to sell.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's nothing to sell.
I don't know.
Jesse gave you the 4 probables with a 5th.
I'm with you, Kurt. Listen to everything. see what's out there, but I also understand what y'all are saying. Like the value is you don't have anybody worth value to get anything back.
Like Tank,
currently.
his career is probably done.
Right.
Like he's probably he's cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate.
He's not
but
cooked. He's just career over with.
He's cooked. He's cooked. So you ain't getting nothing for him. Like again, the only guys that really have true value that's reasonable would be Diggs, Micah, or if someone wanted to give you something for Zach. CeeDee's not going anywhere. Dak's not going anywhere.
You listening on Micah? They bring the house to you. And
I mean,
What
back
is the
up the
house?
truck.
What's the house,
I don't know,
my
a
brother?
couple number ones or something. I don't know.
Yeah, two number ones.
So you're giving some serious
Here,
thought, huh?
here, take your pick. Two number ones.
Two number ones.
Anybody on this list? What do you want?
Yeah, two number ones. I gotta, and he's a generational talent. But I'm at this point in time, two number ones bring me back a whole lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? Like I can put those together and do something else, and I can bring back so many picks with that.
Week 9, and this is a legit conversation.
Yeah,
like week 9, y'all.
Bro,
did
listen,
not see this.
We
coming.
were week 9 in the games that you rattled off, like the next 3 games.
Philly, Houston,
Washington. They were probably going to lose those games with their starting quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So without your starting quarterback, I guess they'll finally give you what you've been asking for. They'll have to run the football. You'll finally get a chance to see Rico get 20, 22, 24 carries. You at this point in time, you ain't letting Cooper rush.
Man, they ain't hesitate yesterday throwing that thing.
Nah, that's at the end of the game. They had no choice. Now a team, Philly has an opportunity to game plan all week long for Cooper rush.
From last year, they had that film. Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago, 3 years ago,
they had the film.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
But the way they rolling, and the way this offensive line playing,
You know what? Let's just go.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Let's go win 4 in a row because
That'd be crazy.
Because you know what?
That'll be crazy.
I mean, the only thing that could make this crazier this year is if you had a good old quarterback controversy. Let's go do it.
It's
I'm gonna
still
tell you,
won't
I
be-
know
it still
one
wouldn't be a
guy.
quarterback
I know
controversy.
one guy that's saying.
but it'll be fun.
In Dallas, Nate Newton always hated me. I got me a running back, and I'm gonna show you I know how to mix it in. Kellen Moore. Nate always hated on me. Let's see will he hate on me after this game.
See if he called me Kellum after this one.
Yeah.
He gonna call me Kellum after this one.
He gonna know my name.
He gonna know my
Put
name.
some respect on
Yeah,
it.
you gonna put some respect on
I'm gonna
that
jump
end.
over him
Hey.
backwards.
Yeah.
If y'all hadn't been watching that dude, whoo, he's nice. Man, he might be the best. He might be the best thing going.
I'm gonna tell you the dude that's hurt.
Barkley?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
backwards.
Jones dude? That Jones dude in New York saying that we got rid of him.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, let's talk about the running game. What happened? What's going on with Zeke? What happened? What are we looking forward to? Are we gonna ever just run the ball? We'll see. On Hanging with the Boys when we come back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today. today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Call us tomorrow, man. We want to know how everybody feels. Call us. We'll take calls.
Do we really?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to have to get creative with this show if this keeps going,
That's true.
Chris. Because I don't think we want to come in here every Monday and talk about how bad can this get. Let's just put it out there before it. How bad?
You said like six
and
game losing
I'm not
streak
talking
coming.
about record. I'm not talking about
No.
record. I'm talking about all the ancillary stuff that started happening 2 and 3 weeks ago. Because you're in week 9. You have 8 more weeks of this. If you do this very realistically, if you lose bad, which could happen against Philly, Houston, and Washington, all 3 of those teams are capable of putting up 50 on you. And
Kellen Moore's going to have that he's going to have that Dan Campbell mentality.
Oh,
like,
I'm going to embarrass you.
I'm going to embarrass you at home.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming to your house and I'm trying to put
We
up 50.
might be up 40 with 2 minutes left, and we're not kneeling the ball. And their head coach is a maniac.
A-hole.
Oh, my God.
Sirianni will be like, oh, yeah, let's go Philly special.
Yeah.
We're up 40. Let's go Philly special.
He would do that.
He would 100% do that.
So don't think that
and
is
Dan
not a
Quinn the same way.
possibility. Yeah. So how bad losing's one thing, right? But it's all the players talking and then you start getting into, if the season is lost, do you get into business decision issues and effort on the field and why, just human nature. Why am I out there risking my, do you start doing, like, how bad can this get? Theoretically, because we speak in theoretical situations, but like this could spiral way out of control, right? Like it could get bad.
Remember on Boomerang when Eddie Murphy pulled the sheets back? No, not.
I was talking about Kurt.
No. When Eddie Murphy was with Robin Givens, and he pulled those sheets back, and those busted toes, it can get that ugly. It can get that ugly. Like it can. And what you're going to have, I look forward to the podcast. I look forward to the Micah Parsons podcast now.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
I want to hear Tim and Trayvon break
tonight?
this down. I think it's tonight.
Yeah, Monday nights.
Yeah, I want to hear what they got to say. But you're going to start hearing things come out of the locker room, players saying things. You're going to see, I think you've already seen the quit throughout the week. Guys are playing with some effort on Sundays. But, yeah, this is going to get bad, man. This is going to get bad. And the longer you keep these coaches around and those questions continue to mount each and every week, you're going to see Mike McCarthy get real frustrated and snarky in the media. And Mike Zim and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Because when you don't have an answer for the bad, you lash out. Yeah. And no one's going to stop asking the questions. And we're all going to point back to the fact that 6 months ago, you told me all in. No one's ever going to let that go. And so they're going to keep asking the questions about what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to fix this? Have you come to the point in time where you realize now that maybe you shouldn't be the GM? These are the questions that people are probably going to start asking him to his face, not on us just speculating. They're going to start asking. So, this thing can get bad, man. This thing can get bad. And if you have any more injuries, that also adds to that.
All right, let's talk about the run game before we get out of here. Why are we so reluctant, Nate, to run the ball or try to get in a rhythm, because the game was never really out of control at any point. But it seemed like
We have said it. We have said it since day one, even when Jason was here. In the offensive coordinator mind, just one or two bad run plays, or things don't seem like it's going right, and all they know is to pass. And then once they go that route, it ain't you. See, you can't come back to the run. You can't come back to the run unless you've been successful. See, they've had no sustained success in this run game. So it ain't like we coming back to it. So once they start throwing, they're going to keep throwing because they know one or two big plays, like shooting the three, one or two big plays and you back in it. Like they like yesterday when we got that false hope. Oh, we back in it. Oh, man. Oh, Cooper's put us back in it. But the real analysts know, like, that's fake. That's just how it go.
What happened, Kurt? There were a lot of different reports and speculation and stuff on the Zeke deal on the trip Saturday, right? He didn't make the trip.
Yeah, disciplinary reasons. I guess late to meetings was what they announced. So
habitual.
Yeah, habitual late meetings.
Which was a surprise, right? Had y'all heard? I hadn't heard anything about that up till
hadn't been said before. So, I mean, you got to wonder if it sounds like he's becoming a distraction now. He's not producing on the field, so why is he here?
I look at that Zeke situation and how it's all broken down. I think it is another one of those situations where from the time that he got signed here, it was Jerry telling him one thing, how we're going to use you, how we're going to play you, and then Mike saying another thing about what he wanted and how he wanted to go with this thing. And another one of these situations where what the owner says and what the head coach says not being the same thing. Because when you look at it, you have this inconsistency about who's going to get the carries and who's not going to get the carries. Then you hear Jerry say one thing in the media, and then you go have Rico have his best game in Pittsburgh, and then the very next game, you don't touch the ball. Yeah. you don't touch the ball, and in between those two things, you have a complaining player, and now all of a sudden he's getting the rock. And then when you hear about the late to meetings, the late to team meetings, to practice, and all this kind of stuff. Like one of the things that they brought Zeke in for was his leadership,
and that's what right? surprised me about the disciplinary thing, because you always hear, especially the players, he's a great locker room guy. He brings us up. He brings us together. He's a good player, and you would think if we're getting mixed signals like that, he would be like, whatever's best for the team, right? That's why that surprised me that he was having these issues.
And then you add on top of that, here's where like you bring Dak into the mix in situations that you probably shouldn't even be in. But he's in it now because we all know in this locker room, that's your best friend. Mm-hmm. So now when your best friend leader is is not showing up to meetings, is late, is coming here with other issues and causing problems. And
that's like if Kurt gets out of line, me and Nate look at you and go, get your boy,
right? Because right. But now it's like if my boy's not acting right, but I'm telling y'all get right.
Yeah.
You like, hold on, you get right. What about your boy? He missed the whole team meeting, the third time this week. Now, how does that play for Dak being a leader on this football team and him being able to lead the rest of the guys? And we talked about it last week when Dak came out and said guys need to do more. Now, was that a shot at his best friend? I don't know. But
hindsight,
maybe it looks like it is.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like Zeke was really brought in here to be what J.J. Barea was, or Udonis Haslam, or Juwan Howard, the late years of their career. Hey, listen, we're going to give you $1 million a year. You're probably not going to play a lot, but you're going to practice really hard.
We want you around.
We want you around. Show these other guys what it is to be a professional. Show them how to study. Show them how to get here on time. Show them how to do all the other things. And now you're not doing this. And lastly, and Nate, you'll understand this. When it comes to athletes, we're always the last ones to know we ain't got it. And from the time that Zeke was playing football, Pop Warner, middle school, little league, whatever it was, high school, he has been the best player. He's been told he's been the best player. He's been played as the best player. High school, college, and then when he got to the league, there was a period of time where he was the best, hands down, the best running back in the National Football League. And then you're not. And that's a hard thing to deal with. A mental part of it. Because in your head, you know, we watch and we make fun of when he does his offseason workouts and the guy's making all the noises and all that kind of stuff and he's going through his thing. In his head, I still got it. Hell, his daddy even said it out loud. My son still got it. But in reality, you don't. Yeah. And that's a very, very hard pill to swallow. And when you're faced with it, your reaction to it at times is one that doesn't come off as you would want it to.
Yeah.
Okay, the show is over. It's 1:46, and we finna do what we should have did to Zeke. Cut him.
Oh shit.
That right there.
I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth.
That is. I've been hands down for the last 10 years. You can't tell me how much I've backed Zeke.
You have.
I've loved Zeke.
You have.
I talked to Zeke.
You fought
during
for Zeke when we told you were crazy?
Yeah.
And I say, Zeke, man, be a leader. I told him, I said, man, be a leader. Help these young guys. Do what it takes. He looked me in the face. He didn't say yes or no. But
he said,
if you're going to start changing this team, you can't have that guy on this team. No. I don't care who you are. If you want to change your team, you got to change that type of attitude. And guys, there's no money. The money he's getting, he's going to get it anyway. So you got to change. You got to start today changing that attitude. You say, can it get worse? Yes. If you leave that type of guy on your team, it can get worse. If you start taking these guys away, it'll start to get better. You may not be here to see it get better, but it will start to get better. Agree? Disagree?
Agree.
Yeah.
Damn, I listen. Of all the things I expected to hear today, that was not one of them.
No, I thought he was going to get cookies.
Yeah, I thought he was like, it's over. And he said, okay.
Well, that's an ender.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah.
Jesse, good seeing you. Kurt, good seeing you. Nate, good seeing you. Barring any visits or texts from Derek to come up to the office, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We kind of went in hard today a little bit, but you know what? I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's 9 weeks in, and no one thought we'd be here, right? So things will get better tomorrow because we're going to take phone calls.
They won't fire McCarthy. Why doesn't they fire us?
Oh, Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Jazz and Josh, thanks for keeping them company. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
We out
with the boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?